Hey everybody, we're going to go over some basic Beat Saber tips today. Got some friends who have picked up the game over Christmas, and as they are tipping their toes into the deeper water of higher level difficulties, they're asking, man, how do you do that? How do you get to that point where it doesn't seem overwhelming? I would say, first of all, have fun. Don't rush yourself into the higher levels. They'll come with time and practice. And two, just really know how the scoring works and take it as slow as you need to sort of perfect those foundational skills. So when you look at your song track, you of course have the 5 levels of difficulty. Down here, this is something that often gets overlooked. This is your average notes per second.
Everyone step to the left.
That is specifically telling you how many blocks are going to be approaching you per second. Over here, the number below the length of the song is your beats per minute. That's how many beats per minute the song is. That's going to tell you how quick the song itself runs. 160, pretty fast song. Most people will do some running to a song that has a cadence of between 140 and 180 depending on your pace. So a lot of times these higher BPMs are just great for any sort of cardio exercise. So that's how fast the song is, the melody, the beats, or the music itself. This is how many blocks per second. That's your total number of blocks that the song will have, total number of walls, and this is your total number of bombs. Walls are dodged primarily just with your headset. So you just kind of have to sidestep, shift your weight from left to right, down, up. And bombs, of course, those you can hit physically. Funny story is the first time I saw a bomb, I thought I had to jump it. You just need your sabers to not touch it. So if the bombs are low, your saber should be high. If the bombs are high, saber should be low, left, right, etc. So these are the things that are going to help you kind of gauge how difficult the song is going to be for your current level. Faster song, lower notes per second, probably still doable. Slower song with more notes per second can still be pretty tricky. So we're going to hop into this one and we're going to just stay real low on easy so we can go over how the scoring works with your Beat Saber. There are 3 things that count towards your score. A perfect score is 115. First is, have you hit the right color with the right saber at the right time? The second part of scoring, how much did you hit that block straight down the middle? So where that little triangle is in the middle of the block telling you which direction your saber should strike, how much did you get that dead in the center? Like, did your saber come out the point of the triangle, or did it kind of hit on the side? And the third point of scoring comes from how much of your saber is doing a full arc. Think of it like follow through if you're swinging a baseball bat or a golf club. You don't want to swing just a little tiny thing like this. You want to do a full swing. So big arc, great scores. I'm going to show you here on the next single note patterns that come up what it looks like if you just tap the block. Alright, so this is if you just tap. Look at, we're barely getting to 50. It's going to keep your combo going, which is fine. Good thing to have a nice long combo. And you might think that you are exerting less effort and thus able to kind of get your hands back in the center to strike those blocks more efficiently and without having to rush from here to here. But it is going to affect your scores. And when we get to the section where I'm going to tell you what flow is, what it means, how fun it is, and really it's very intuitive to the game and the feel of playing itself. Those full strikes are going to be much better for you to maintain your flow well. So that's how you score. We've gone over what the notes per second are versus the beats per minute. Now let's talk about flow. Let's see if I can find a really good song for flow. Here you'll see faster song. It's 210 beats per minute. The notes per second is still 1 note or less. If we pop that up to hard, we get up to almost 2. At expert, we're at 4.5. Any song that hits 5 and above, you are going to have a lot of notes coming very quickly. If that's going to panic you, lower it, play at a level that's going to be enjoyable. Let's try, you know what, this has got a pretty good flow to it. So, flow, that explains basically how well the notes move in sync with each other. So, if you have 2 notes that are going down, down, a good flow would be that the next set of notes are going to pick up where your saber strike left off by being an upstroke like this. Sometimes you'll find a map, custom maps are notorious for this, where it's kind of like down, 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 down. That's not very fun. It feels much better, even if you were to try it right now, just no notes showing, just up and down, side to side, up this way, up that way, down this way, down that way. It has sort of a natural feel. Your body is moving in a nice fluid rhythm. So that's flow. And one of the things you want to do to sort of get into the habit of good flow is after you have a down strike, kind of leave your saber there. More often than not, the next note for that color is going to be either an up, a diagonal, or somewhere off to the side that coming down and back up is just a natural fluid movement. Now let's see if this song proves me wrong on that. Obviously, if the song gives you enough time to sort of regroup, have at it. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. See, it's got a very natural feel to it. Even when the notes split up. So it's 2 staggered notes. But it still followed the sort of natural, if it's going to go down, the next thing is going to go up. The song isn't probably the best example, but we'll play through it and see how it turns out. See, that seemed like a lot of notes, but every single note followed a pattern of up and down, up and down. Another thing that helps is leaving your saber in a position with the flow kind of like being, you know, a guide. When you have those fast runs of notes, if you leave the saber strike where it was, more often than not, it sets you up perfect for the next positional swing. Now here's that thing where I told you, it's just down, 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 and it feels weird. And even though the song is on expert, you'll notice that for this sort of weird pattern they did, they slowed down the notes per second. The more difficult songs do start throwing sort of odd notes up in corners. Those are going to trick you for a while. They still trick me sometimes. I'm lying. They trick me all of the time. So that's a pretty decent example of the notes that come very quickly. Oh man, if I didn't hit that bomb, it would have been a full clear. Notes that come very quickly are often going to follow a pattern where it just makes sense. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Alright, we're going to go over one more thing, but I'm going to stop this recording in case I need to redo part of it. So we'll be right back.